तो बच्चों हम लोग पैरेललोग्राम लॉ ऑफ वेक्टर एडिशन पढ़ रहे थे। तो पैरेललोग्राम लॉ ऑफ वेक्टर एडिशन में मैंने आपको बताया है कि अगर ये दो वेक्टर P एंड Q हैं और दोनों के बीच का एंगल अगर थीटा है, देन एक पैरेललोग्राम हम बनाते हैं, एंड इफ the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram represent the two vector, then the diagonal of the parallelogram will give you the direction and magnitude of the resultant. The magnitude is represented by R. This is OA, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So OB is the magnitude of the resultant, and alpha gives the direction of resultant. Alpha is the angle made by the resultant with vector P. So we have already calculated, or we can calculate again, OB square is equal to OD square plus BD square. OD square plus BD square. So OA plus AD whole square plus BD whole square. OA plus AD plus BD square. And so it is OA square plus AD square plus 2OA AD, and this is BD square. Now cos theta is AD by Q and sin theta is BD by Q. This is BD, perpendicular by hypotenuse. This is base by hypotenuse. So now AD square plus BD square from Pythagoras Theorem, OA square plus AB square. AD square plus BD square is AB square plus 2 OA into AD. So R square, that is OB, is P square, OA is P and AB is Q. So this is Q square plus 2P, and AD is Q cos theta. Q cos theta. So R square is P square, Q square, 2PQ cos theta, and tan alpha is BD divided by OA plus AD, and BD is Q sin theta P plus Q cos theta. If theta is 0, then R square is P square, Q square, 2PQ cos 0. Theta is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So R square is P plus Q whole square. So R is maximum, it is P plus Q, and alpha is 0 because theta is 0. Sin theta is 0, so alpha is 0. If theta is pi, then R square is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos pi, and cos pi is minus 1. So R square is P square Q square minus 2PQ, and this is P minus Q whole square. So R is R minimum P minus Q. So the Resultant has minimum value when the angle between two is 180 degree and it is equal to minus P minus Q. Now if theta is pi by 2, third, theta is pi by 2, first, second, then cos 90 is 0, so r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq. Cos 90 is 0, so r square is p square plus q square, and tan alpha is q sin 90 p plus q cos 90, and cos 90 is 0, so it is q by p. So if this is p and if this is q, then the resultant r is p square plus q square root under, and alpha is tan alpha is q by p. So here also alpha is 0. So the maximum value of resultant is when the angle between P and Q is 0, and minimum value of resultant is when the angle is, of course, 180 degree. So according to Pythagoras theorem, if two vectors P and Q are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant of the vector is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram. The magnitude of the resultant is the length of the diagonal, and the direction is represented by the angle alpha which the diagonal makes with P. And if theta is the angle between P and Q, then beta, the angle made by resultant with Q, is theta minus beta. Now if P is equal to Q is equal to A and theta is 0 in the first case, theta is 60 degree, that is pi by 3, theta is 90 degree, that is pi by 2, and fourth, theta is 120 degree, that is 2 pi by 3, and fifth, theta is 180, that is pi. Find the magnitude and direction of resultant. So we will have to calculate the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector. Resultant vector in the above given condition. In the above given condition, the first condition is P is equal to Q is equal to A and theta is 0. So we know that R square is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Theta is 0 and this is A square, 2A square, cos 0 is 1, so it is 4A square, hence R is 2A, and tan alpha is Q sin theta P plus Q cos theta, and here theta is 0, so sin theta is 0, so alpha is also 0. So the resultant is 2A and it makes an angle alpha is equal to 0 with either of the vector. The second condition, when theta is equal to 60 degree, we know r square is p square q square plus 2pq cos 60, and cos 60 is half. Cos 60 is half. So r square is a square plus a square plus 2a square half, that is 3a square. So r is root 3a, and tan alpha is q sin 60 p plus q cos 60. So a sin 60 is root 3 by 2, a cos 60 is half. So it is tan alpha is root 3a by 2 and 3a by 2, a by 2, a by 2, and this is 1 by root 3. So alpha is 30 degree. Alpha is 30 degree. Geometrically it can be written as this is a and this is a, and the resultant is a root 3, and it makes an angle of 30 degree with, of course, this is r, this is p, and this is q. This is also a, this is also a. So the resultant of a and a at 60 degree is a root 3, and it is equally inclined to both the vectors p and q. Now our third condition is when p is equal to q is equal to a and theta is 90 degree. So now r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 90, and cos 90 is 0. So r square is p square plus q square, and tan alpha is q sin theta and p plus q cos theta. Sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0, so it is q by p. And tan alpha is a by a, 1, alpha is 45 degree, and this is a root 2 because p and q both are same. Geometrically it can be written like that. This is a, this is a, the resultant is a root 2, and alpha is, tan alpha is a by a, 1, alpha 45 degree. So this is of course the condition. Now theta is 120 and theta is 120 and theta is 180. Then what is the resultant? So if the angle between two vector p and q is 120 and both the vectors are equal, then what is the resultant both in magnitude and direction? Cos 120 is minus half. Cos 120 is minus half. We have discussed already the value of current. So sorry, this is the value of angle for different values. तो different values के लिए हम angle का value already discuss कर चुके हैं. Now this is r square is p square q square 2pq cos theta. In this condition theta is 120 and A is equal to P is equal to Q. So R square is equal to A square plus minus half. Cos 120 is minus half. So it is A square. This A square, this is minus A square. So R is equal to A. And tan alpha is Q sine theta P plus Q cos theta. A root 3 by 2, 120 is root 3 by 2, A minus A by 2. So tan alpha is A root 3 by 2 divided by A by 2. It is root 3, so alpha is 60. Geometrically it can be written as this is A and this is A, and of course the resultant is also A, and resultant makes an angle of 60 degree. It is equally inclined to both the vectors. So if two equal vectors are added at 120 degree, the resultant is also equal to one of the vector and it is equally inclined to the vector. And the last one is if P is equal to Q is equal to A and theta is pi. So R square is P square plus Q square plus 2 PQ cos pi, and cos pi is minus 1. So R square is A square plus A square minus 2A square is 0. So if this is A and if this is A, the resultant will be, of course, A plus A will be 0, and again alpha is also 0. So we have calculated that if two equal vectors are added at 0 degree, the resultant is maximum equal to 2A. If they are added at 60 degree, the resultant is A root 3, and it is equally inclined to both the constituent vectors. That means resultant makes an angle alpha with the first vector and also beta with the second vector, and both alpha and beta are 30 degree. That means the resultant of two equal vectors are equally inclined. For 90 degree, the resultant is A root 2 and the resultant makes an angle of 45 degree. And for 120, it is itself A and makes an angle of 60 degree. And for 180, the resultant is 0. This result can be rewritten as follows. For example, if R is equal to P plus Q and R is P plus Q, find the angle between P and Q. Find the angle between P and Q. What is the angle between P and Q? So now we can write R square is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta from the first expression. Vector R is equal to P plus Q. And from a scalar R, it is P plus Q whole square. It is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. And we can write P square plus Q square plus 2PQ, and it is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. P square, Q square, Q square. So 2PQ is equal to 2PQ cos theta, and 1 is cos theta, so theta is 0. We can also ask if r is equal to, that is vector r is equal to p plus q and r is equal to p minus q, what is the angle? What is theta between p and q? Now from this vector equation, r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, and from a scalar equation it is p minus q whole square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. So it is p square minus q square 2pq, p square plus q square minus 2pq, p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Again p, q, q. So minus 2pq is equal to 2pq cos theta, and cos theta is minus 1, so theta is pi. Now again we can write if r is equal to p plus q and r square is equal to p square plus q square, what is the value of theta? थीटा का वैल्यू p और q के बीच क्या है? तो हम लोग इसको लिख सकते हैं r स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू p स्क्वायर प्लस q स्क्वायर प्लस 2pq cos theta, and r is p square plus q square, and it is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, and q से q cancel, p से p cancel, and 0 is 2pq cos theta, and cos theta is 0, theta is pi by 2. And the fourth, if r is equal to p plus q and mod r is equal to mod p is equal to mod q, what is the value of theta? So again we can write r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, and it is p square because r, p and q तीनों का mod एक है, so that is why it is 2p square cos theta, and it is minus p square is equal to minus 2p square cos theta. So you can write this p square by 2p square is equal to cos theta. So cos theta is minus half and theta is 120. So in the different condition, of course the angle between p and q can be calculated. Again there is a problem, इसको भी हम लोग solve कर ही देते हैं, very simple problem. If r is equal to p plus q and mod r is equal to root 3p is equal to root 3q, then r square is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Now r is 3p square and p square plus p square plus 2p square cos theta. 3p square minus 2p square is p square is 2p square cos theta. So half is cos theta and theta is 60 degree. So again it can be solved. So now this is the addition of the vector. We have added p and q at an angle theta. The resultant has been obtained. Now we can of course calculate the subtraction of the vector P and Q. If the angle between two vectors P and Q is theta, we can calculate the value of P minus Q. Basically addition and subtraction both are same thing. Subtraction is addition with a minus sign. Subtraction is addition with a minus sign. माइनस साइन के साथ जो एडिशन है उसी को हम लोग सब्सट्रैक्शन कहते हैं. सो सब्सट्रैक्शन इज नॉट डिफरेंट. दिस इज योर P and this is your Q, and the angle between P and Q is theta. हमने देखा if R is equal to P plus Q, then R square is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. And tan alpha is Q sin theta P plus Q cos theta. So this is the addition of the two vectors. Now if this is P and this is Q, this is P and this is Q, and this is R. The angle between P and Q is theta. And if this is minus Q, and of course this is R, and this R is P minus Q. That means it is the resultant of P and Q not at theta, rather it is 180 minus theta. So if we subtract Q from P, that means we are going to calculate P minus Q. So P minus Q is simply the resultant of P plus minus Q. P plus minus Q. That means it is the resultant of P and Q not at theta but at an angle 180 minus theta. So if we are going to calculate R is equal to P minus Q, it is the resultant of P and Q at 180 minus theta if theta is the angle between P and Q. If theta is the angle between P and Q, तो P and Q के बीच का एंगल अगर थीटा है and we are going to calculate R is equal to P minus Q, it is the resultant of P and Q not at theta, rather it is 180 minus theta. Hence if this is P and if this is Q, this is theta, so this is minus Q and of course this is R. Now R is equal to P minus Q, then R can be written as R square is P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos 180 minus theta. Cos 180 minus theta. So R square is P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. and tan alpha is q sine 180 minus theta and p plus q cos 180 minus theta. So tan alpha is q sine theta p minus q cos theta. Now if you are given that p plus q mod is equal to p minus q, what is the angle between p and q? What is the angle between p and q? What is the angle between p and q? So RHS is p square q square 2pq cos theta. If theta is the angle between p and q, say LHS, and RHS is p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. So it is 2pq cos theta is equal to 2pq cos theta with a minus sign. So 4pq cos theta is 0, cos theta is 0, so theta is 90 degree. So today we have calculated the resultant of two vector p plus q and p minus q. अगले क्लास में फिर हम लोग इस पे कुछ और करेंगे. थैंक यू.